complete this task, you're going to need three different things. You will need your handout, you'll need a compass, and you'll need a pen. On the first page, all you simply need to do is fill out your group members and your group number, which your teacher will give to you. Your second page is the Queen's Domain All Controls Orienteering Map. You'll notice that each of the controls have a black number which indicates how many points each of these controls is worth. The controls are numbered based on the location and the difficulty, and your team's task will be to work out which way is the most efficient way to get the most amount of points in the given time. On the back side of your map, you have the map legend. Here you can find all sorts of information about the map, such as the types of terrain, fences and distinguishing features like buildings. Your task for today is to plan your team's approach as to which controls they are going to get when. So using this sheet combined with the map, you're going to map out and try and find the information and the order of which controls you're going to find. The first thing you and your group will need to do is identify a strategy. Are you going to go for the closest ones, or are you going to go for the controls worth the most points? Once you've done this, you need to go from our start point, which is in this little black dot here, which is the grandstand between the two ovals up at the domain. From that point, you're going to make a direction, take a bearing, get an estimated distance and steps for your transition from your start point to whichever one you're going to go to first. Before taking any bearings or guessing any of the directions, what we want to do is orientate our map to north. For this, we'll need our compass. We'll need to make sure that as we look at our compass, the N line is lined up with the direction of go as it is up the top here. Once we've done that, we're going to make sure our compass is aligned with the north arrow, as we are along the side here. And then without moving the compass, we turn our map around until red Fred goes in the shed. Like so. Our map is now orientated north. With our map now orientated north, our group has decided to start from the grandstand and make our way down to number 4 over here. To do this, what we'll do is we'll draw a line from the start point right through to the number 4. We can use the edge of our compass as a ruler to make sure that's straight. Now we've drawn our line, we can use the edge of our compass to take a bearing. We're going to make sure it lines up with that line that we've just drawn, and we're going to swivel our bezel around so that red Fred again is in the shed, like so. Once we've done that, all we need to do is go to our direction of go arrow along the side here and take the bearing reading. This one here, as you can see, is about 267 and it's in a westerly direction. With that information, we can move over to our planning for all controls race. S stands for start, and the control we were looking for was number 779. We're travelling in a westerly direction and the bearing is 267 degrees. What we now need to do is work out the distance and the approximate steps that we might need to take. There's a space over here for notes where you can write things that you will need to pass. For example, we're going to cross a major road once we get to the side of the first oval. On our map we have the scale. We can use the side of our ruler to measure the distance between the start point and the control point that we're looking for. And down here we see that for every centimetre it equals 100 metres. This one, from there to there, is 2.5 centimetres. Of course we don't write 2.5 centimetres because we need to use the scale of 1 to 10,000, which would make it 250 metres, which we can indicate on our distance chart. Once I have the distance, I can estimate how many steps. Now this is assuming that we're on flat ground at 35 steps per 50 metres. So 35 times 5 lots of 50 is 175. I've also made a note that I need to cross the oval, go over the road, and it's about 100 metres past the road with a slight downhill. Using my map at 779, it also tells me that I'm looking for a spur and it's on the southwest end. Using all this information, our group should be able to find control point 779 reasonably quickly. Once my group has found my first control point, I then need to work out where to go next. Our group's strategy is to get some high points first. So we're going to make our way up to 786, which is worth 3 points. There are some key features here which I can take note of and make these in our note section. We're going to need to cross 2 roads, and we're looking on a power line according to our legend. And up here, if I look at 786, it is on a power pole. Remember, I need to orientate my map to north, draw a line, take a direction, a bearing, and estimate the distances, steps, and take notes. Applying the same technique, we worked out that to go from 779 to 786, we were travelling in a northwesterly direction. The bearing was 350 degrees. It was 2.8 centimetres, which gave us 280 metres. According to the estimate sheet, that works out to be about 200 steps. We're going to cross 2 roads uphill, and we're going to follow power lines until we find the correct power pole. Your group's job is to do this for at least your first 7 controls. If possible, maybe more. Good luck, and look forward to seeing you tomorrow for our all controls race at the Queen's Domain.